last.
잘 나가는 아이돌 래퍼 그 이면에 나 약한 자신이 있어 조금 위험해 우울증 강박대대로 다시금 도주 Hell no 어쩌면 그게 내 모습일지도 몰라 damn 현실의 괴리감 이상가의 갈등 아픈 머리가 된기피증이 생겨버린 게 18살쯤 그래 그때쯤 내 정신은 점점 모여대 가끔씩 나도 내가 무서워 자기 혐오와 다시 놀러 와버린 우울증 덕분에 이미 민연기는 죽었어 죽은 남자가 난가 비교하는 게 나의 일상이 돼버린지요 내 정신깔 처음 간다 부모님이 연락 같이 상담을 받았지 부모님만 날 잘 모르 나 자신도 날 잘 모르 그렇다면 누가 알까 친구 아님 너 그 누구도 날 잘 몰라 의사 선생님이 내게 물었어
저기 있냐고
주저없이 나는 말했어 그런 적 있다고 어른처럼 하는 말 I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck 그딴 말들 전부 다 날 간날 숨기려 하는 말 지우고픈 그때 그래 기억조차 나지 않는 너는 공연하는 날 사람들의 무서워 화장실에 숨어버린 나를 마주하던 나 그때 나 성공이 다 보상할 줄 알았지 근데 말해 시간이 지날수록 괴물이 된 기분이야 처음 아빠가 날 성공이란 괴물은 더큰 부러워 내 무기였던 욕심이 때려 날 집어삼키고 망치며 때려 목줄을 걸어
He's turning on himself.
막으면서 낙관을 삼키라 해 I don't want it 그들은 내가 이 동산에 써나가길 원하는 shit 알겠으니까 제발 그만해 이 모든 일들의 근원은 나니까 나 스스로 그만둘게 내 불행이 니들의 행복이라면 기꺼이 불행해줄게 증오이 될 상의 나라면 기어틴에 올라서 줄게 상상만 하던 것이 현실이 돼 어느 조금이 내 눈앞에 꼴랑 두 명 앞에 공연하던 족밥 이젠 또 코덤이 내 코앞에 한번 사는 듯 누구보다 화끈하게 대좀 사는 건 아무나 해 My fam, my homie, my fam 걱정 말게 나 이제 정말 괜찮아 내 본질을 부정했던 게 숫자래 내 주선 아이돌 부정은 나네 수차례 정신을 파고들던 번에 방황의 끝 정답은 없어 내 팔아먹었다고 생각했던 자존심이 이제 나의 자긍심 내 팬들아 떳떳이 고개 들게 누가 나만큼은 쉐이코에서 롤렉스 악스에서 태조네 서치타번에 끄떡거리는 수만 명들의 고개 쇼미더머니 못한 게 아니라 안 한 거라고 shit 우리 팔아먹던 너는 안 한 게 아니라 못한 거라고 shit 내 창작에 뿌리는 한 세상 내 맛만 똥만까지 다 빠진 화장실 바닥에서 잠을 정하는 그땐 이제 내게 추억이 돼 그날 알바중 났던 사고 덕분에 시발 박살이 났던 어깨 부여잡고 했던 내 비너는 가누구 앞에서 고생한 척들어내 쉐이코에서 롤렉스 악스에서 태조네 서치한 번에 끄떡거리는 수만 명들의 고개 한이 나은 날 똑똑히 나를 봐 우리 팔아먹던 너는 안 한 게 아니라 못한 거라고 shit
Holy shit. Oh, I gotta take that one back. Holy shit. Alright, this one's called The Last. Dude, it feels like he's turning on himself. You know, the first couple songs he was talking about, you know, wanting all that money and power and fame, and I was trying to make that relatable, you know, just kind of and approachable, because, you know, when you grow up without that money, you know, like, it means a lot more than someone that just like is rich. But he seems to be kind of turning on himself and saying that I'm becoming a monster because I'm just focusing on wanting this one aspect so far, and I'm not paying attention to actually what's going on inside my head. I want to go back and I want to take this one almost lyric by lyric. I was warned about this song. I talked to Susie before we went on, and she said that one song may mentioned suicide. And I don't want to steer away from that. I do realize this can be a trigger warning for some people, and it's hard for me. It's hard to talk about. It's just one of those things that is so hard to talk about that I feel like so few of us actually do, and that's why we lose some good people. And that's why I think it's important to actually talk about these things. And having kind of a format, an outline of the thoughts leading up to what leads to the thoughts of suicide is important to recognize, I feel. And I see a lot of that in this song. Let's go back and take this one line by line. Here it is right now. He's basically introducing us to the whole song right now. The hidden side of a well-known idol rapper. He knows at this point he's had some major successes. He knows that people know who he is. But again, I think it's important to remember this is his first solo kind of endeavor through a mixtape. So he's kind of introducing us to a completely different side of him that I don't think anybody, if only a very few people knew about. This is incredibly honest and open, and I applaud him for doing something so vulnerable and putting himself in this sort of situation. The OCD and the depression, a lot of times those things go hand in hand, and apparently it's something that he's struggling with, and it's something you kind of can get better at, but you do relapse like a drug. Again, that separation of reality and a contrast of ideals. Again, I feel like he's really talking about the mask that he's wearing. If he has his mask to protect him from whatever he's trying to protect himself from, usually just social environments or whatever the case may be, they can lead to some dangerous stuff. I think that's important to kind of recognize, and a lot of times it's something you don't want to talk about, but the moment you start to kind of scare yourself, I think it's an important conversation to kind of have with yourself. If you're getting to that point where things kind of get scary, where you're becoming so polluted, your mind just doesn't feel like it's your own. I don't want to say embrace those feelings or lean into them, but it's important not to just kind of like forget about them or try and move past it just because it's uncomfortable. You got to clean that mind out. It sucks. It sucks that all these things kind of coincide with depression and it becomes self-hatred. One of the worst feelings in the world is just hating yourself. And if you hate yourself, you're never going to love anything. See, that's a dangerous line right there. Saying that he's already dead and you've killed him, you don't want to get to that point, I feel like even Agust D might itself be a mask, I know it's his alter ego here, but I feel like this is almost even a mask in itself. Comparing myself to others has become every day for me. That's the problem. That's the problem when you hate yourself. So who would know who he is? Who knows who he is? Is it his friends? Is it his family? They might not know. He's probably still wearing that mask. No one knows who I am, including himself, because his mind is so polluted.
I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck. 그 말들 전부 다 날 숨기려 하는 말 지우고픈 그때그의 기억조차 나지 않는 너는 공연하는 날 사람들의 무서워 화장실에 숨어버린 나를 마주하던 나 그때 난 성공이 다 보상할 줄 알았지 근데 말이야 시간이 지날수록 괴물이 된 기분이야.
That's an interesting line here too. You know, he's thinking, you know, I thought success and the fame and the money would change everything. But now he just kind of sees himself becoming a monster because that was, you know, what he was focusing on and what he really wanted. Growing up, you know, as a have-not, you know, those things are kind of important, you know. And now he's realizing that maybe some of his core values may have been focused on the wrong things. And he's comparing himself to a monster. This is pretty self-deprecating, and it's very real.
이 모든 일들의 근원은 나니까 나 스스로 그만둘게 내 불행이 니들의 행복이라면 기꺼이 불행해줄게 증오의 대상이 나라면 기어틴에 올라서 줄게.
He's willing to put himself out there, and he's willing to embrace his own pain for others' pleasure, which is pretty admirable. And I think that's exactly where this kind of song, and I think that's kind of where this album or mixtape is kind of going. But he's openly expressing it. He's openly saying it right now. This is an incredibly brave thing to do, what he's doing right here. I know this might be a trigger warning. I know this is dark, and I know this is something that probably isn't one of his more popular songs, but this is something that I deeply, deeply respect, is when people can get to this sort of level and share what they're sharing and how he's sharing it right now. You gotta understand, like, where BTS is in this timeline of their history. They're starting to get some major success. They're starting to get international numbers. They're starting to do very, very well for themselves. Then out of left field, Sugar comes out and it's releasing this. So you think you know me? You think you know Idols? You think you know this? And just truly opening up and getting raw and vulnerable. And it's an incredibly brave thing to do. Because even his metaphors, and even as he's talking about leaving this garden and everything, like it's so readable and understandable, even from possibly somebody that might not be dealing with these sort of mental health issues. I think it's incredibly important.
모든 것이 현실이 돼 어느적 고민해 눈앞에 꼴랑 두 명 앞에 공연하던 족밥 이제 또 켜더미 내 코앞에 한번 사는 등 누구보다 화끈하게 대충 사는 건 아무나 해 My fam, my homie, my fam 걱정 말 나 이제 정말 괜찮아 내 본질을 부정했던 게 숫자래 내 주선 아이돌 부정은 안해 수차례 정신을 파고들던 거내 방황의 끝 정답은 없어 내 팔아먹었다고 생각했던 자존심이 이제 나의 자긍심들 팬들아 떳떳이 고개 들게 누가 나만큼은 쉐이코에서 롤렉스 악스에서 태조네 서치타번에 끄떡거리는 수만 명들의 고개 쇼미더머니 못한 게 아니라 안 한 거라고 shit 우리 팔아먹던 너는 안 한 게 아니라 못한 거라고 shit 내 창작에 뿌리는 하나 세상 내 맛씀만 똥만까지 따봤지 화장실 바닥에서 잠을 정하는 그땐 이제 내게 추억이네 추억이 돼 그날 알바중 났던 사고 덕분에 시발 박살이 났던 어깨 부여잡고 했던 내 비너는 가누고 앞에서 고생한 척들을 해 쉐이코에서 롤렉스 악시에서 태조네 소짓한 번에 끄떡거리는 수만 명들의 고개 한이 나은 나 똑똑히 나를 봐 우리 팔아먹던 너는 안 한 게 아니라 못한 거라고 Shit.
Damn, that is powerful.